Okay, so what we're going to do next is I'm going to demonstrate how to get to, let me get my disappearing ink real quick, to this. Okay, so I'm gonna find and I'm gonna show you an article and I'm gonna give you the link for it if you want to use it. But pick somebody you like. This is pure practice. This doesn't have to do with anything that you're assigned to, but I'm just gonna practice by using this article from Esquire magazine about Johnny Cash. And I'm good. Try to send me. So this article is about the musician Johnny Cash and how much sorrow and guilt he felt in his life, which is pretty palpable. So if you want to step away from any topic you're writing, you want to practice doing this, think of any sort of performer, there is in celebrity, whatever, and look for an article that talks about the sort of behind the scenes or why they did what they did or anything like that, and try to find their motivation or whatever. So I scrolled down to, this is going to take a second for me to find it. What was he like as an artist? Here it is. So whoever's writing this does a decent job of talking about Johnny Cash and dealing with his guilt. His brother died when he was a kid, and his parent, he was supposed to be working with his brother in this sawmill thing, and the brother was working alone and put a piece of wood on the sawmill while it was running, and it yanked him up onto it, so he died a gruesome death. And the father was a pretty cold guy and sort of left Johnny to feel like it was his fault, which is pretty rotten. So anyway, I'm looking for something where I can paraphrase. I can paraphrase around it, but have a quote, and it can be small, right? Or it can be like in that last example, something rather big. So I'm looking for something not too big, but So from the beginning, had a goal that he wanted to make music that lifted people's spirits. That's true. But when he did sing, he wanted to be sort of seen as the biggest sinner in the room. Like, if you feel bad about anything you've done, I've done much worse. That's kind of his thing. That's why he always wore black. So his family sang gospel songs in the heat of the day when they were picking cotton. Destitute farmers came in and sang gospels at church. He saw how music lifted people's spirits. And then here's some good writing. He felt as he was an underdog in life, and he always wanted to use his music to lift other people up, to say, no matter how much trouble, there's hope. So that's pretty good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy and paste this thing. Okay, and I'm going to throw it into a Word document. Okay, so I'm using Google Docs. I highly suggest you use Google Docs. There's so many add-ons that are free and amazing that you can use with Google Docs. I'm going to show you one of them real quick, but EasyBib as a way to manage bibliographies and works cited lists. It's free. It's right there. Don't use Microsoft Word. Don't use whatever the Mac version is. Pages. Yeah. Google Docs is a multi-tool that speaks to all. And there's a whatever. So here it is. I threw down this quote. Now I gotta know where this quote came from. So I'm going to do the thing that most people do at the end of the paper, and when it's really tedious to do. I'm going to do the parenthetical citation and the works cited list right now. So there was a list of five websites you need to sign up for. One of them is called Scriber. So this is Scriber. I'm going to copy and paste this article title right here, the Sorrow of Johnny Cash and Esquire. And this is what Scriber looks like. SCRI, they left out the B, or the E, sorry. And when this isn't home. Let me go back to home. When you log into it, it looks like, I'm rocking my bifocals here. Blank like this. Now you want to log in, it's free. So sign up. And if you sign up with a Gmail, that's even better, because Gmail and Google Docs are in the same Marvel universe. So here we are. this, I'm logged in. We want to go to citation tools right here, and we're going to use MLA. So MLA is right here. I click on citation generator. So far, all I'm using are fingertips. I haven't done any work yet. No typing. And because I'm recording, this is going a little slow. But this is the amazing world in which you live, writing papers. And I could take this moment to talk about how we used to have to write on typewriters. When we wrote letters, we would write them on a scroll and hand them to a man on a horse. So I'm going to click on website because that's what I have to deal with. Is I copied and pasted. Again, haven't done any typing. Right in here, I'm going to paste, the web address. I'm going to click search. Scriber's going to go look for it, and it's going to ask, is this it? So I got to click on that. And it pre-populates everything. Now, everything that has an asterisk is required. And it found it. I'm double checking. Esquire, it found it. That's the person who wrote it. That's cool. Publication date, it found it. Publisher is not required. You can I can type in Esquire. It's not going to hurt my feelings. There we go. So I typed one word. Now I hit cite source. And it is so happy to do the work for you. This is down here at the bottom. This is what will go into the works cited list at the end of the paper. Scriber is not done, because EasyBib will do that for you. What Scriber does that's better is while I'm hovering over this other box shows up, and it says in-text citation. So I'm going to hover over it. Again, I've only typed one word. Click on it. And this tells me that's what you put in the parentheses. And I don't even have to drag and whatever. All I got to do is to copy it. Just click. I go back to my document. And remember I said quotes, parentheses, period. If I'm going to end, and I think I'm going to end my sentence with parts of that sentence, I'm just going to do that for now. Quotes, space, paste, and then period. Now my fonts are a little bit different, the size a little different, I don't care, but it's there. And then as far as the works cited list, if you log in and save all this information and keep it all together, it'll assume you're working on one paper. This is stuff I've accumulated with other examples. And you need a works cited list, all you gotta do is click on this. Now it exports it into Word, and there's a little bit of tweaking we gotta do, but right down here at the bottom of my screen, if I click on that, it'll take a second, and all the works cited list is done for me. I can move it over into my paper, and all that stuff is there for you, okay? So there's that. So here I am back with the quote. Now I have an end quotes just because I wanted to, whatever. I'm going to read this again, and I'm going to highlight and bold what I think is the best wording. Okay, so as you know what? You think about it. When you read that, are there any words that pop out? Words or phrases?